Greetings, goddesses, gods, guides, fairies, and everything in between. It is me, your girl, S Goddess Joe. If you are new here, welcome, welcome. I hope you find peace here. And if you are returning, I missed you all so much you cannot even imagine. Before I get into the topic, as you know, I've had a child, a very difficult pregnancy, and soon after, I've experienced the passing of my brother. So I have been away, but I am back. I have definitely been reading your comments. I have a comment. Today's topic is actually a comment that I came across, and I was really excited. So keep submitting your comments and your suggestions. So we're going to jump right into it because you know I don't like to waste time. I want to give you this message. Okay, so the question was, as an incarnate, how can one connect with their elements that they represent? And this person provided some examples. Say if you are a wind goddess, how can you connect more with the wind? Or even the sun god or goddess, how can you connect with that element? And again, this is for gods, this is for goddesses, if you whatever you are an incarnation of. The same with the stars and the moon. I'm just touching on a couple of elements and a couple of just things in our realm, right? So we have water, we have fire, we have metal, we have air, we have earth. So we have a couple. I've collected a couple of gods and goddesses that I'm just going to touch on, and then I'll really dive into the question, right? So we have Ogun, who is the god or the spirit of metal. Ra, the god of, depending on where you are in life, goddess of the sun. We have Oya, goddess of the weather. We have Kishar, goddess of the earth. Shu, and I did Shu and Ishar. They're both air sky gods. And Yemaya, mother goddess, goddess of water. So I saw just a few commonalities with all of them, even though they all represent a wide spectrum of the elements. But I just noticed how people either venerate them or how they take on or take to the different elements, right? So if you are Ogun, if you are incarnate or a son or a child of Ogun, then you are going to gravitate towards metal, right? So if you want to really connect with metal more, then you need to be in antique shops. You need to be around, metal bending. You really need to get into the craft of doing that. And I say antique shops and thrift shops because they're going to carry a story, and they're also going to trigger certain things related specifically for your journey. And if you want to connect with metal more, just practice your craft. Ra, if you are incarnate or a child of Ra, you really want to, I would say, research sundials, even try and create one yourself. Do things such as like the actual sun symbol, put it on your altar. When it's a cloudy day, when the sun is not around, try and connect with the sun to bring the sun out. Things do embody your element. You are a sun god, so you have the ability to manipulate the sun. The same way with metal, you have the ability to manipulate a metal. So get into the craft. Be careful, but get into the craft. I wrote down for Yemaya, you want to collect raindrops, collect water. Maybe put some crystals in water to vibrate on a higher frequency. But yes, you don't, they say it's illegal. Gee, I wonder why. To collect rainwater, but maybe a couple drops. You know, I'm not promoting you to do anything illegal, but I am saying, connect with that element of water. Go down to the river, collect some river water. Even when you're in the ocean, collect elements of the ocean, not just the water. And again, try and manipulate water, make waves, connect with yourself, your God, goddess self. When you're in that element, meditate in that element. Another big thing, another huge point that I want to touch on is you don't only have to connect to just your element, if that makes sense. You you are in this world right now. So you want to connect with everything. You want to use the energy of everything. But if you are figuring out who you are, trying to figure out who you are on your path, or how strong you are, then and you want to connect specifically to water, earth, air, metal, um, then yes, meditate heavily in your element. Soak up that energy. And let me see. I wrote something down for Oya. Okay, so Oya, very, very powerful goddess of weather. Not so, I wouldn't say so much an element, but she brings the hurricanes, the storms, the, tornadoes and all that other stuff. So if you feel like you are an incarnation of her, then you really want to listen out. You want to pay attention to birds, insects, things of that nature, to figure out, maybe when the next hurricane is going to come. How can I manipulate that type of weather? How can I connect in that type of way? Maybe to even warn people or protect people. People think of hurricanes and tornadoes as, such bad things because they destroy, and there's so much death surrounding tornadoes and hurricanes and in those seasons. But we all know that the ending of the cycle is just the beginning of a new one. And how can you use yourself, your gifts, as a vessel? And it's probably best to um, connect with your elements. So that was a very important question. I've never had a question like that before, but it's a big part of who you are. And just going back into my notes to make sure I touch on everything. Yes, visit the water often. Boom. Visit the water often. A lot of people are surprisingly afraid of who they really are. They're afraid of sitting in their element, especially alone. And I get it. I understand, especially if you had a traumatic experience either around water, a traumatic experience, an earthquake, and if you are an incarnate of a god of earth or a goddess of earth, I can get it. I can understand it. But use that trauma and that pain to no, I don't want to say overcome, to figure out, to help somebody else. Go back to that, sit into that, and try and overcome it, because that would definitely help you out in your journey. There are sometimes our triggers are triumphs, and once our biggest triumphs, once we push past that or push through those triggers, then you'll be surprised who else you can help along the way. Because remember, you are in incarnation, incarnation, reincarnation, and there's no accident that the people around you, and the things done to you have happened or have manifested. You are here, and in this 3D world to help someone else. We are not here for ourselves. Incarnation or not, even if you are a new type of manifestation in this world, we are here for someone else. We are here to help someone else's story. We're never here for ourselves. We're here for a bigger purpose. So even though you might have pain associated with your gifts, don't let that hinder you from really flourishing and blossoming and being here for what you came here to do, which is help somebody else, which is be someone's guardian angel, or be someone's, I don't want to say reason, but yeah, be someone's reason to keep going, to keep pushing forward, because you never know who you can impact and what they will become. That's why we are incarnates. And again, I'm a teacher. An incarnate of what, of whom? I can't even answer that for myself. But I'm here to help you all, to help this community that the community that finds me, and give you this information to make you better, so you can create an impact on someone else's life and someone else's story, on someone else's journey. So again, this was a very good question. I hope I answered it. And it was understood. And thank you for being so patient with me, everyone. Like I said, I have been gone for a very long time, but this is what I love to do. Keep sending in your comments. I wouldn't be here if you guys didn't listen, if you guys weren't curious. So much peace, much blessing, much abundance to you all. Peace, love, and light. Have a good one.